I'm back. So I would say our number one pick last week was an Inovio, INO, Inovio Pharmaceuticals, and they've been a very popular topic. They've been a very hot topic, a very hot stock, and they've been exploding. So congratulations to everyone who took advantage of Inovio Pharmaceuticals. Now, there's a lot of people asking, Rich, is an Inovio a buy or is it a sell? Rich, is it a buy or is it a sell? Right? Is Inovio a buy or is it a sell? I'm getting this question all the time. My question is, what do you think? Do you think it's a buy? Do you think it's a sell? What do you think? That's my question to you. What do you think? I want to know, is Inovio a buy or a sell? One thing I know for sure is that the outbreak in America is getting worse. And as the outbreak in America gets worse, I think that is bullish for vaccine stocks and coronavirus stocks. Inovio Pharmaceuticals is one of the hottest coronavirus stocks, vaccine stocks in the world right now. They are also the leading coronavirus stock, vaccine stock right now in America, which is going to start doing test trials in April. So I believe Inovio Pharmaceuticals, in my opinion, has a lot of momentum. And in my opinion, they will most likely go higher just based on momentum alone. Now, I might be wrong. They might go down. This is why I want to know what you guys think. I'd like to know your opinion on this because I have a feeling that with Inovio and the coronavirus spreading in America and getting worse by the day, that Inovio will probably go higher on Monday and maybe continue to go higher into the $20 range or even higher on momentum alone. Now, there's some people that don't believe that. There's a lot of people that think that Inovio momentum is done. That's a possibility too, because nobody knows where the momentum is going to end. However, it's got a lot of momentum. So it may continue this run. Now, remember, it did go to $16 on Friday, and it finished off around 14. Where do you think it goes from here? I'd love to know what you guys think. Philip says, hard to say. I'm sitting on 500 shares. I got for around 6 and also in the 7 range. I'll make 7K profit if it hits 20 and I sell. So you're going to wait to 20. That's your goal? Hey, 7K profit's nice. I mean, it has a lot of momentum, so I could definitely see it going all the way to $20. I could also see it going down, because it's gone up a lot. So this is where it becomes extremely difficult as a trader. Nobody really knows where the market's going to go, but we do know that right now the market is down severely. 4% pre-market futures down over 1,000 points. Gold is up at around 1,700, which means they are approaching that $2,000 mark. Gold is bullish right now. Vaccine and coronavirus stocks are extremely bullish right now. The market is bearish right now on oil prices getting slashed by Saudi Arabia and this oil war now that's happening and the coronavirus fears that are now spreading all over the world. We have had a lockdown in China. We are now having a lockdown in Italy, and I believe there will be more lockdowns to follow, more deaths in more countries as this spreads all over the world, now to over 104 countries. What do you guys think? We are live. We are interactive. I want to know what you guys think about Inovio Pharmaceuticals. Philip says, debating also investing in OCO, which is doing testing for the virus and is super cheap. OKHO, OCO. There's a lot of stocks out there, and I think the key is for us to determine the best and invest in the best because the best will be blessed. I think Inovio Pharmaceuticals is one of the best. However, when a stock goes up like it has, nobody knows where it's going to go. It could go up even higher on hype. At some point, it will most likely come down. We just don't know what that point is. Nobody really knows what that point is. What we need to do as a community is identify by watching the markets what the trends are and follow the trend. Right now, the trend is that the market is going down. Gold is going up. Coronavirus and vaccine stocks are going up. Medical stocks are going up. And then most of the other markets and the broader markets are going down. The VIX and the volatility indexes are going up. So volatility indexes are going up. Gold is going up. Bitcoin has actually been down. And the markets right now are down over 4% pre-market in pre-market futures trading. Love to know what you guys think about Inovio. Does it go higher tomorrow? Does it go down tomorrow? I think there's a very good likelihood that it goes higher tomorrow. What do you guys think? Philip says there are also anticipated negative fourth quarter earnings for INO on the 12th, which may affect it. That's a very good point. And if you look at their financials, they're extremely weak. However, this is a coronavirus, which is changing the world and making it difficult to figure out anything. Nobody really knows because this is changing so fast. Everything is changing so fast. Everything is changing so quickly. So nobody really knows truly what tomorrow is going to bring, because there could be a bigger outbreak somewhere, and there could also be a cure found. There could be a new vaccine found. The FDA could approve INO for something. I mean, there's so many reasons why the market could go up or down or sideways right now. And all we can do is follow the trend. Right now, the trend, after having a market melt up for literally years, the trend is now the market is going down due to oil, war talks, and fears, and the price of oil collapsing, and the coronavirus sweeping the world now in 104 countries. I actually did predict 6 weeks ago when I started reporting on the coronavirus that it would be in 100 countries. We are now in 104 countries. If you go to the coronavirus videos from Rich TV Live, I was the first in the world to predict that the coronavirus would be in 100 countries. We are now in 104 countries. When I made those predictions, everybody said I was a fearmongerer. I also predicted a market melt up in November. The market melt up all the way happened until March. As of March now, we are starting to have a meltdown. Now the market is collapsing. Why? Because of the coronavirus. The coronavirus is affecting everything. The coronavirus is affecting oil. It's affecting everything. And that's why the price of oil is going to go down, and potentially the market will continue to go down, which I also believe will create an amazing buying opportunity. So right now, as investors, the best thing to do is stay in cash. Cash is king. Stay in cash. Cash is king. Now we got 32 people here and we got 3 likes. We got to get that likes game up. Got to get that likes game up. Way up. Way up. We can do better than that. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the people that did hit the like button. All 5 of you so far. I appreciate your time on this Sunday. Thank you for the 8 likes. Thank you. I'm humbled. Get to some of your messages. Ramdat says, "Sup boys, how you doing?" Michelle Clark says, "Hi everybody, how you doing, Michelle? Hope you've had a great weekend." Ramdad says, "ITNXP is hold at this price." I think TNXP has a chance to go way higher. Way higher. Because last time I looked, they don't have a cure for the coronavirus. So, you know what I mean? They don't got a cure for the coronavirus. So, as long as they don't got a cure for the coronavirus, you know your boy's going to pull up and he's going to continue to find you the winners. Dylan, thank you for the pick, bro. That was a sweet pick, bro. That was a very, very, very sweet pick, bro. I like that pick. And guys, when I'm giving you a pick, I'm not suggesting just go and buy it. Just watch it. Add it to your watch list. Put it on your radar. If you want to buy it, I can't stop you. But I'm not suggesting you go and buy it. I don't buy every pick I talk about. I just want to put them out there so that you guys are aware of it. If it's a good company and it has a nice dip, and then maybe you position yourself and it explodes one day, then you can say, hey, you know what? I learned something on Rich TV Live. I just want to keep finding you guys the winners, man. And having the community giving me winners helps me find the winners for you guys, live and interactive. And that's what I love about what we're doing right here, because we're doing it live and we're doing it interactive. Like right now, you guys all know the market's going to be down tomorrow. You all know that gold's going to be up. You already know that the VIX is going to be up, because I've been telling you, VIX is up, gold is up, oil is down, markets are down. That's what's going to happen tomorrow. So you already know what's going to happen tomorrow. So that makes you a better trader already. John says, I hope cannabis stocks tank tomorrow so I can buy some good companies. Be careful with what you wish for, man. Let's not wish for the markets to tank, because we know they're tanking as we speak. Ramdad says TNXP has been consolidating for a week now. Yeah, because they've been raising money. That's what companies are going to do. When the stock is hot, it's very liquid, and stock is up, people are going to raise money. I mean, that's what you're going to do. That's the reason why they want their stocks to go up, so they can raise money. And then they have money for paying their bills and for research and to, get vaccines out there if they're a vaccine company. And that's what a lot of these companies I've been talking about are into right now. So a lot of them are penny stocks that are moving. So, this is more of a hype stage. None of it is really on real fundamentals right now. It's all on hype, but there's a lot of money to be made on hype, but there's also potentially a lot of money to be lost. So everyone needs to be very careful. There's no guarantees in a market like this. Dylan says, let's see some action. Richie Rich says, thanks, but no penny stocks for me. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I agree with you in that sense, but I also do like penny stocks sometimes, because sometimes they can go up 1,000%. You find the right ones, you can make some money. And I'm not suggesting anybody buys anything. I'm just telling you to watch it. That penny stock might turn into $1 one day. It might happen in a week, because this coronavirus is just nuts and stocks are making moves. So if a stock is going to make a move, I'd like to find it first. I'd like to talk about it first. And I'd like to be able to potentially buy it and watch it with our community. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think we're getting better at that than anybody else in the world. And I think we're going to continue to get better, and we're going to get bigger, and more people will want to be a part of the community because of it, because we're finding winners in real time before anyone else in the world. We are talking about what's happening in the market live right now on a Sunday. And you guys already know the market's going to be down. You know that gold's going to be up. Gold stocks are going to be up. So Michelle, you and I, we both got Kinross Gold. So we're probably looking good with our Kinross Gold. I also got a bunch of coronavirus stocks, including 5 of them. So I'm excited to see all of them tomorrow and see how they do. I don't have INO right now, but I want it. I just been waiting for a dip and I haven't seen it. So I don't see how it goes down. I mean, it could go down because it's been up, but coronavirus over the weekend just got worse. The news over the weekend's just been worse. Italy just quarantined like millions of people. So how is coronavirus stocks going to go down when the news for coronavirus just keeps getting worse? So I don't know. I love Kinross Gold. I bought Kinross Gold last week. Yo, what's up, Graziano? Sonny Robinson says, until they find a cure, INO is going to keep rising. Yeah, and INO might be the cure. That would be the juggernaut for INO. We could see them, if they were the cure for the US, they could go to $100. No joke. Ramdad says, TNXP closed offerings at $1.10. Yeah. So, that can become very dilutive. So be careful. But I am a shareholder of TNXP. Michelle Clark says Tilray is getting sued, class action I do not qualify. I bought it on the 4th of March and the class action closed on the 2nd of March. Yeah, a lot of these cannabis companies have really been a disappointment. And it's unfortunate with what's happening with Kronos Group, Tilray, Aurora. It's actually really sad to see. Dylan Fraser says, get on the big mo before it explodes. What do you think, Dylan? You going to buy some? Michelle Clark says, I want a good penny stock at some point. I need more shares of something good. Well, as a community, we're going to continue to hunt and find those winners. Don't you worry. I promise you that. Dylan Fraser says, watch AGN tomorrow, Michelle. Yeah, Dylan, Michelle's in the U.S. Give her the U.S. symbol. Dylan Fraser says 90 million outstanding shares, AGN. Yeah, and I believe only about 86 million in the float. Ramdad says, I sold INO at $8.90 on Friday. LOL, took my profits and ran. Still happy with the move. Hey, you know what? Nothing wrong with selling and taking profits, Ramdad. Rommel Borja says, Gilead also going up and Moderna. Watch the market. Yeah, I'm a big fan of mRNA, Moderna. I did a video on them too, way before they exploded. And I've been talking about Gilead, GILD as well. Big fan of them, and they've been doing well. Shinob Ralph says, top coronavirus stocks you're in. Well, I'm in Ritter Pharmaceuticals, RTTR. I'm in TOMZ. I'm in TNXP. I'm in Sona, SONA. So there's 4 right there, and I want to get into more. I think I got one more. What am I missing? Is there something I'm missing? No, I sold my IBIO. What else? I'm sure I got one more. I just can't think of it off the top of my head right now. Michelle Clark says, Joe, I am thinking of selling my cannabis stocks and putting the money in Kinross Gold on the next market rally. Not tomorrow. I think the market will be down tomorrow. Yeah, the market is down right now. Pre-market futures are all down. Pre-market futures are all down. It's okay, man. Better to be safe than sorry, man. It's always good to take your profits and run. It's never bad to take your profits and run. You can never lose when you take your profit. Joe Cracker says, I got in on Kinross at 755. Not sure if I got in a little too high. Probably a little high, but I think it's going to go higher. Sonny Robinson says, what's your thoughts on VTIQ? I know that a lot of our members, including Brent, shout out to Brent, like VTIQ. And I haven't really looked into them to give you a real analysis. But from what I've heard, they're good. So that's all I can really tell you for sure right now. Green Bull says, a friend of mine recently came back from South Korea and she was not told at Montreal airport to self-quarantine for 2 weeks. She visited my ex and son. I took them to hospital for COVID-19 test. Oh my God. I hope everyone's going to be okay. Ramel says, buy NVIDIA now. It's a great buy and Microsoft can't go wrong. Well, I think that the big boards are all going to go down. So be very careful. I would try to maybe stay in cash right now. Maybe buy gold stocks, buy the VIX, volatility indexes, coronavirus stocks, vaccine stocks, medical health stocks. I think that's where you want to be if you're looking to find value. Hey, guys, thank you for being here, but we got to get the likes game up, guys. Thank you for the likes so far, but let's get this likes game up. We're live. We're interactive. It's a Sunday. We're talking about the markets live. We know that the gold market is up right now. Gold is at 1694. It did break 1700 temporarily. Now it's 1694. We do know that Okay, let's see. Where's everything else? Let's see the futures. Let's take a look at the futures. Yeah, futures down 1,000 points. The Dow 30 is down 1,000 points. S&P 500 4.03%. S&P 500 down 129 points, 4.42%. Nasdaq down 360 points, 4.23%. Small cap 2000 down 59 points, 4.11%. S&P 500 VIX up $7.80, now at $43.92, up 21.49%. Pretty much everything else everywhere is red, like red, deep red everywhere. Deep red everywhere. And Inovio finished at 1409 on Friday, up 43%. And the question that we're asking today, right now, live and interactive, is will it go higher tomorrow? I believe it will, strictly on momentum, but it could go down. Anything that goes up could definitely go down. The question is, will INO continue its tear? Will they go up or will they go down tomorrow? I believe they go higher. What do you guys think? No, I trade gold through my trading academy. Graziano says, good job on Halo interview. Hey, my pleasure, man. Glad you liked it. Dylan Fraser says, man, I love Halo. That CEO is one solid guy. I just think that it's nice to have a relationship with a CEO that we can talk to anytime we want. And he's obviously very well connected and he's connected to celebrities. So hopefully we can get those celebrities on our show in the future. This is what I'm working to do. You know, this is what I'm working on. And as we get bigger, more and more celebrities will want to be on our show. Ramdad says, I feel physical gold and silver is the best protection for you and your family. What if you log into your accounts and everything says zero? I mean, yeah, I mean, that's definitely a way to look at it. But then, what are you going to do? You're going to carry your gold and silver everywhere you go? That could be a problem too. Richie Rich says, the part that worries me is cannabis stocks always drop with the market, but they don't go up with them. Well, they just been dropping. When it's their time to run, they'll run, believe me. Just like right now, gold was running. Before gold was running, gold was dead. So right now, cannabis is dead. When gold dies, cannabis will do well. But as long as gold does well, I don't think that that's going to be very good for cannabis. That's a fact. Richie Rich says, this is going to bankrupt the smaller guys. That's always what happens in times of volatility. Sonny Robinson says, I'm not buying into the Dow until it hits 10K to 15K. Dylan Fraser says, wow, the VIX is screaming. It is. The VIX is at 43.92, up $7.80, 21.58%. Dow Jones futures Dow 30 are down 1,070 points, 4.15%. S&P 500 down 4.5%. Like huge. Nasdaq down 4.3%, 369 points at 8,135. Dow 30 is at 24,724. So the market is tanking hard. Like really hard right now. Sonny Robinson says, INO at $50. I think it could go to $50. Marshall Mullins says, chart says INO goes higher. I know it's screaming. I that's what I'm saying, but when's it going to stop? I think it goes higher too. I'm glad that you guys agree, but Tomorrow we'll know for sure, right? Vu Dang, hey, thank you for being a member of the community. Vu Dang says, look for support at 14.95, breakout, and then shoot up higher. Yeah, I think that's very good analysis. Thank you for your analysis. Thank you for sharing your analysis, guys. Thank you guys for the likes. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. It really means a lot. Ramdad says, from looking at trends of other CV stocks, INO will consolidate for a while. Philip says it goes higher. Michelle Clark says, Ram, I started this month and I put emergency cash on small bills in my apartment. I plan to stock a little physical cash each month in case of any power shortages. Yeah, it's a pretty scary situation. Michelle Clark says cannabis is bare right now. That is for sure. Ramdad says gold is not done running. Yeah, I think that gold's going to 2000. William Schobert says, would INO be a good buy? I think INO could go up, but I also think it could go down. So be very careful. If you're going to run it and ride it, take your money and run if you're up 10% or more, like be smart, because at any point in time, it could consolidate and come back down because it's really, really heavily overbought. So just be careful. Ramdad says, good idea to hold cash and gold. Yeah. Richie Rich says, the market is reacting like it's 2008 all over again. Yeah, I think that this is probably the worst we've seen of the market since the financial crisis, because we're dealing with a global health crisis and we're dealing with an oil war. Gold 2K plus, says Ramdat. Yeah, I see that. Vu Dang says SPEX is a good play. Watch, Rich. Yeah, you know what? I've been watching them. They've been screaming, and they went up again after market. So, yeah, they've been screaming. I agree with you. But another one that's up huge, and whatever goes up could go down. So please be careful, guys. Remember, Rich TV Live is strictly for education and entertainment purposes. Always do your due diligence. Always do your research before you invest in anything that we talk about on Rich TV Live. I'm not a licensed advisor. Speak to your licensed advisors before you invest in anything that we discuss on the show. None of the members here are licensed advisors that I know of. Maybe some are, but they're not speaking up. But I'm definitely not a licensed advisor. Everything we do is for education and entertainment purposes. I appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you guys joining me on a Sunday. The topic is Inovio Pharmaceuticals. They've been on a tear. They've been screaming. They last week went from $3, I believe 83 cents to $14. They went as high as 16. A lot of members made money on INO. And the question is, will it continue to run? I believe that we'll probably see them hit $20 sometime this week. I might be wrong, but I believe that the momentum, the big mo, is real. And I think that there's a very good likelihood that we see it go higher. However, they've been up a lot. So they may be getting the attentions of the shorters at any point in time. The institutions might feel like it's overbought on the RSI, the relative strength index, and they might decide to short it. So, the insiders of the company might decide to raise money. There's so many different reasons why it could go down. So be careful, guys, right? I do not control the markets. Michelle Clark says, and we are dealing with a growing supply problem. Yes, that's true. Sonny Robinson says, what's your thoughts on APT? Mask stock shot up from $5 to $42, back down to $14.92. I like them, but the way they shot up and came down is the way that INO could shoot up and come down. So we have to be very careful, and we have to allow these stocks to try to find a floor, because otherwise it's just like playing in a casino and nobody really knows where anything is going to go. So we have to be very careful. This market is extremely volatile. A lot of these stocks are up on hype, and some of them will be useful and some of them won't for the coronavirus and for the global outbreak that is happening. Some of them are trying to capitalize on the situation, putting out news. So who knows really what's going to happen. But right now, there's this short-term opportunity where, members of the community can make money through the volatility. You can make money shorting the markets. You could be buying puts through the trading academy. You could be shorting stocks. You could be shorting indexes. You could be shorting currencies. You could be longing currencies. You could be making money shorting Bitcoin. You could be longing gold. Like, we could be shorting oil. Like, we can literally take advantage of any move in the markets. So up or down, I'm not really concerned. And I also have a lot of diversity in my portfolio right now. So I'm not really even worried. Some people are like, oh, you're talking about this, you're talking about that. I'm like, yeah, but I got some diversity in my portfolio now. Like I've got gold stock. I got coronavirus stocks. I've got big board stocks. I got cannabis stocks. So I've got a lot of diversity now, and I want to have more. So I think now is a good time as an investor to really position ourselves, stay in cash, and look for opportunities to get into the best companies at the lowest prices. And we've already identified who are the top companies. We know who the FANG stocks are. We know who Facebook, Apple, Netflix, and Google are. We know who Amazon is. We just got to hunt their bottoms and find the lowest prices for the best companies. If we do that, we're going to win. We also have to identify as a community the best coronavirus stocks. If we do that, we're going to win. We also have to identify the best gold stocks, the best medical stocks. If we do that, we'll win. Vu Dang says, yes, it's all sharing info. Please do your research. PA Soldier says, oil is getting crushed. Yes, oil is getting crushed. It's true. Podhead says, what will it take for marijuana stocks to move upwards? I think it's going to take for gold stocks to go down. And right now, gold stocks are going up. So that's not a very good thing for cannabis. Ramdad says, oil will be $25 tomorrow. Yeah, oil's crashing hard. I don't know if it's going to go to 25, but it's falling fast. Richie Rich says, should have bought the VIX. Yeah, I mean, it's always shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? Nobody really knows exactly what's going to happen with these markets. Michelle Clark says, Sonny, what did APT shoot down so fast? Weird. Because they went up too fast. They weren't worth $40. So when a stock goes from $4 to $40, it's not going to find its floor at $40 because they don't have equity on their balance sheet to justify being priced at $40. So eventually the market makers will short it down. So these companies are going to have to at some point be able to justify their market cap and their share price by having equity on the balance sheet. Hype can only take you so high. We've seen that with Tilray when Tilray went to $300 and now it's, under 15. Sonny Robinson says, do you feel that natural gas is due for a melt up due to the coronavirus, people staying at home? It's possible. Vino says INO. Yeah, I'm a big fan of INO. Dylan Fraser says natural gas has huge oversupply issue from what I hear. Not too sure. Joe Mama says buying INO was just a social experiment. If correct, I lost my faith in humanity. Hope I'm wrong. That's an interesting post. Michelle Clark says, anybody got Uber, sell high, and take some profit. Saint Gang says, panic sell, panic smoke, panic hide in closet. Oh, my goodness. Vu Dang says, if you play APT, need 100% of your attention. It's extreme volatility. Yes. Ramal says, thank you. Don't panic, guys. Market is up and down. It will go up back to normal price. Remember, buy low, sell high. Tesla, Microsoft, Nvidia, Micron, Facebook, AMD, and Apple. Long-term, guys. Hey, man, I like what you're thinking. Let's just try to find it as cheap as possible. Denisho says, yay, they said I am not sick and I can go home finally. I was in quarantine for 14 days. Are you serious? So happy for you and your family, bro. That's great news. It's crazy, man. That's scary. What's quarantine like? Jeez. Mr. Big Man says oil stocks plunged. Yeah. Oil's plunging as we speak. Let's see. Wow. Oil is taking it on the chin. Oil is at $32. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Unbelievable. Just getting crushed. So everybody is saying that the market is crashing on oil price, war fears, and the coronavirus. This is the reason why the market is plunging and crashing pre-market right now at a very, very rapid pace. Quint Phillips says INO will be the biggest win this week for sure. On Thursday, get ready for a 40% gain and up until then. Tomorrow, growth will be an additional 28% from Friday. Watch what I say. Thank you for your feedback. John Berger says, do you believe Afria is at its low? You know what? With this market, I think that things can go lower, even though Afria is very, very low. What price would you believe is bottom? Honestly, I have no idea. As long as the market continues to be bear, it could just continue to go lower. It's very difficult to predict anything in a market like this because there is no sanity in a market like this. This market is just falling, and there's a global focus right now on a coronavirus that is taking lives. Michelle Clark says Tilray is around 10. Is it at 10 now? Holy smokes. Dylan Fraser says Afria, wow, hey, lower than the short report, low, wow. Yeah, I mean, the short report did their job, right? Ramdad says, why are you guys looking at buying stocks that ran 100% already? Because they could go up 200%, 300%, 1,000%. Everybody has their own style of trading. It's called momentum trading. There's momentum trading and there's trend reversals. There's multiple different types of trades. And there's certain stocks that are going to continue to go up. Sometimes if you ride those stocks, it can be extremely lucrative and it could change your life. So I don't really like it when other people try to tell other people how to trade. Everybody has their own style and you're entitled to your style of trading. There's scalping, there's swing trading, there's long-term investing, there's day trading. There's different types of trading for different types of people. And I don't think anyone should be trying to tell anybody how they should trade. I think we should have a forum where we can share picks, we can share ideas instead of telling people what they should do or how they should trade. Give us a pick that you think is going to go up. I think that's a much better conversation. Show me a pick that you think is going to go up before it goes up. Show me a pick that's going to go up before it goes up that you call, instead of pointing fingers and saying, oh, you made this pick and it went down. You made that pick and it went down. Well, what about the picks that I made that went up? You never want to talk about that. You just want to talk about the picks that went down. Show me your picks that are going to go up before they go up. I'm live showing you my picks every day. So obviously, if you're doing picks every day like I am, you're going to have some that are going to go down, especially when you have shorters that are watching that are trying to make my stocks go down. So as we work with bigger and better companies, it's going to be more difficult for the shorters to do that. So that's obviously going to happen through just simple progression over time. And when the market is going through a global crisis, and then people start saying to me, hey, Rich, you predicted a market melt up. Now the market's melting down. What's wrong with you, Rich? Well, yeah, but when I made the prediction that the market was going to melt up, it was in November before the coronavirus. And we're now in March. So it was up for 5 months before it started to come down. And in November, there wasn't anything called a coronavirus. So how was I supposed to know that the world was going to get a deadly virus? So obviously, clearly, when I started reporting on the coronavirus, I started saying that this is going to have an effect on the market. This is why I started reporting on the coronavirus. People said I was a fearmonger. People said I was crazy. People said I didn't know what I was talking about. People said that it wasn't going to spread. It was just like a normal flu. People still think it's like a normal flu. People still think it's a normal cold. Now it's in 104 countries. I predicted it would go in 100 before anyone in the world. And now it's in 104 in 6 weeks. In 6 weeks, we just touched 104 countries. So, I believe things are going to get worse before they get better because we don't have a vaccine. And companies like INO are working on creating a vaccine for Americans. So that's why I believe INO is extremely hot right now and has massive momentum. And people that are on the sidelines pointing fingers, they don't understand that because they're on the sidelines pointing fingers, waiting for it to fall. I'm not going to sit here on the sidelines and wait for anything to fall. If there's opportunities in the markets, I'm going to take it. I think INO is an amazing opportunity. And I think on hype alone, it could go way higher. But I don't control the markets, and there's always a chance it could go down. I think that there's a 70% chance that tomorrow it goes higher. I think there's probably a 30% chance that it goes down. What do you guys think? Ramdad says, you have to catch before the runs. Hey, man, I try to catch picks before the runs. I brought you guys Baby before anyone knew about Baby anywhere in the world. And Baby went from 30 cents to $1. I brought Zoomaway Travel at 2 cents before anyone even heard of Zoomaway Travel. And they went to 14 cents. I think I do a very good job of bringing winners before anyone has ever even heard of them before. Last week, I brought you guys INO at $8. It went to 14. Last week, I brought you RMTI. It went up as well. I've consistently brought picks and winners before anybody else in the world that have gone up. Sometimes they go back down. After that, I can't control the markets. This is why I always say, if you buy a stock and you're up, take your money and run. If you're up 10% or more, take your money and run. Take the money and run. Take the money and run. Use a trailing stop loss, even if it's manual, okay? And if you're up 10%, get ready. Have your finger ready on the trigger, okay? And then if it goes up 15%, stay at 10%. If it goes up to 20%, move your trailing stop loss to 15%. If it goes up to 25%, move your trailing stop loss to 20%. That way you can squeeze all the juice out of that run. And if it just screams up, you can get as much profit out of that run as you can before it takes a dip back. Typically, it's going to take dips back and you'll just get out. But it's better to do it that way than have it come all the way down and not take your money when you're up. Because that's happened to every single trader. And that's one of the worst feelings ever. So take your money when you're up, man. That's a sure thing. The future is not guaranteed for anybody. But if you're up, that's a sure thing. Take your money and run. And I always say, you can always buy INO again on Monday. I had a lot of people, I was telling them to sell on Friday, and they're like, what if it goes higher? I'm like, what if it goes lower? I'm like, you are up right now. That's a guarantee. If it goes down, you're going to kick yourself for not selling when you're up. On Monday, if it keeps screaming, you can buy it on Monday if you want. But let's wait and see because we don't know. Nobody knew that the market was going to open up down this much. Yeah, people said I predicted this, right? But at the end of the day, nobody really truly knew. Now we know. Yeah, we're going to have a red day tomorrow. So, yeah, I know it's probably going to go higher. But, on Friday, it was hard to predict because the market's been so volatile. Quint Phillips says, I was told as a young boy that fear moves things, period, point blank. Panic always sells. But what and where does that come into play in this market? Yeah, it's hard to tell because this is just getting started. Paul Luke says, wheat sector is dead. Only U.S. legalization can save it. Yeah, and I don't know if they're going to legalize anytime soon. Seems like there's not a lot of momentum towards that, unfortunately. Thank you guys for the likes. Let's get more likes, guys. Let's go get these likes up. We are live. We are interactive. Do you guys like INO? Inovio Pharmaceuticals. Do you like it tomorrow? Do you think it's going to go up tomorrow? Do you think they continue their momentum, or do they go down tomorrow? Thank you guys for the likes. I appreciate you guys. There we go. 40 likes. 77 people here and 40 likes. I like that. I would like it if we had 77 likes, 77 people. But hey, I'll take 40 likes. Thank you. I'm humbled. 41, even better than 40. Ronnie Williams says, I bought Inovio at 8. Should I sell tomorrow? I always think that you should sell when you're up, but you know what I mean? Like, these markets are super volatile and nobody really knows where anything's going to go. And other stocks that are in the coronavirus space have gone up and come back down. So there is a likelihood at some point it's going to come down. I just don't know when. So I have a feeling it's going to go up tomorrow just based on momentum, but I'm not 100% sure because I don't control the markets. I wish I did, but I don't. Not yet. We're working on it. Sonny Robinson says Amazon at 800 to 1200 is a buy. You know what? I agree with you. I agree with you. Matthew Sullivan says, do you believe AEMD will have their day? They could. They had some issues with the SEC. So, I've kind of fallen out of favor with them. But, these stocks have a weird way of doing sneak attacks and making comebacks, especially in the coronavirus outbreak stage, which we're at right now, pandemic stage. So, yeah, I think AEMD being in the coronavirus space has a chance to do really well still. And I think these prices could be really good. Saint Gang says the real bottom is next fall and winter, Dow 8,000 or lower. 8,000? Jeez. I don't know about that. Green Bull says GW Pharma is at an attractive price now. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of opportunities that are being presented because the market's going down. But you know what? As long as the market keeps going down, I think the prices might even continue to get better. Ronnie Williams says, do you think Inovio is going to go up more? I believe it will. Jason V says, been winning with JD stock. JD stock? Michelle Clark says, global recession and the coronavirus is keeping companies from needing much fuel plus milder weather. That's why oil and gas is plunging, not because of the usage of people in their houses. Dylan Fraser says, like to get Tesla under 300 or less. Yeah, I think we all would. Denisho says, literally just being in a hospital room, but people act like you have Ebola. They were afraid to even check if I'm okay. Yeah, that's like a nightmare. Richie Rich says, oil getting smashed harder than GN. Oil getting smashed harder than Joanna's face last night. Yeah, man, that was hard to watch, man. Huge forehead, taking punches. Crazy. Tom Pop says, even Amazon dropped 95% back in the day. Afria at 83%, ACB at 90%. So yes, could still go lower. Yeah, it's depressing for those stocks. Dylan Fraser says, like I said, OPEC said they will flood the market to squeeze Russia market share. That's crazy. Vu Dang says, oil war that add to the down to fall hard on top of everything else. Another blood week. Very scary. Podhead says GHSI and IBIO. Kyo Christian Trader says, hello community. Hey, how you doing, Kyo Christian? Ramdad says, maybe it's the 10-year yield crashing the market. Mr. Big Man says, why is everyone buying toilet paper? Because people are worried that it's going to run out. Rommel says, drink plenty of water with lemon. Coronavirus is like the flu. Vitamin C, guys, it's good for your immune system. I'm in the medical field. Best med for everything. Lemon, eh? Thank you for sharing. Quinn Phillips says, we have to pay attention to the volatility in prices and the reasons behind them. Educated investments is key currently. When it all settles, where will your portfolio be? Invest cautiously. I agree. It's a very difficult time for anyone to invest. How far can INO go? I think short-term INO could go to 20, but I think long-term we could see them go to 30 or higher. Michelle Clark says, Saudi Arabia wants to punish Russia by flooding the market with oil all the way down to 20 per barrel. If they can force Russia back to the bargaining table, USA shale is hurt as well. Philip says 500 shares of INO at 6 and 7 range will be stupid crazy beyond 20 a share. That would. I think it's very likely it could happen. Maybe even tomorrow. Hey, what's up, Fuad? Philip says, change my life. Paul Luke says, IBIO will go up. Look at the Ebola and H1N1 situation. Richie Rich says, think we're seeing an exaggerated reaction because of online trading. So many people self-managing their own portfolios instead of having to call a broker. You might normally stop them from panic selling. It's possible. Bry Guy says, I bought INO at 925, 85 shares. Hey, you're a big winner. Ramdad says, yeah, everyone trades differently. That's why I was asking. Michelle Clark says, Kinross Gold is up for me, your pick. Hey, I'm happy for you, Michelle. Hope you keep winning. I own Kinross Gold too. Sonny Robinson says, Rich, don't feed the bear trolls. Thank you, Sonny. Ramdad says, if we started investing in the CV penny stocks when you started talking about CV, we would be multi-millionaires. This is why I try to talk about things first, guys. People say I'm crazy, and then all of a sudden people say, oh, you were right, Rich. I was the first one to talk about cannabis stocks. I was the first one on YouTube to talk about Bitcoin. I mean, yeah, these trends are going to run out. But Wilder says, love your picks, Rich. This community rocks. It is too bad that cannabis took such a hit. Then Corona kicks us in the teeth. Denisho says, I will say it's just fast spreading, but if you get treated good, you can easily survive. Well, I don't know about easily survive. I don't want to put that out there. Stefan says, what about IBIO? You said it was going to go up. It did go up, and I sold it. When you see profits, take them. Ramdad says, I think TNXP may run again. Got some on Friday. I sold INO too early. That's okay. You took your money. Pamela says she thinks INO is going to go higher. I think INO goes higher too, but could go down. We'll see. I think it's about 70% chance it goes up, probably a 30% chance it goes down. Stefan says it will start up and go down. I think that's a possibility too. Shorters are going to be looking to take, meat off the bone. Denisho says, my best friend got it. He lives in Korea. He is already fined and is in his house. Well, that's positive. Thank you for sharing your feedback. Quint Phillips says, Rich, you said it well. INO in its current position is set up to blast off. News, earnings coming up, less than 30 days away, human trials. Yeah, I'm not expecting a lot from their earnings, so I'm a little worried about that. So we may see a dip. So we just have to watch it. This is why I do these videos, because I want to see what your sentiment is and figure out as a community what, people's sentiment is, so we can get a better idea of where we think the market's going to go. Dylan Fraser says IBIO 87, Fed 27, now 205. Shares think it's up? No. Oh yeah, it's up big. D Walt says LVAC. Shane MJ says, "Hey Rich, any predictions for ACB? Any hope of a rebound?" Bro, ACB is just disappointing, man. So disappointing, man. I'm not impressed with them at all. Paul Luke says ACB is a dead horse. Ramdad says CODX will gap up on Monday. Remember this prediction. That's a very good prediction. I like CODX, one of my picks for February 2020. D. Walt says LVAC, a Canadian stock defense military USA. Dylan Fraser says maybe that's why toilet paper is sold out everywhere, because people will catch the runs once there is a vaccine. I don't know. Rommel says it's affecting the market because China is one of our biggest suppliers. Depends on what you're buying. I bought Luckin Coffee at a price of 17. Now it's 38 to 40. I still have it. Luckin Coffee's been a good one, man. Good pick. Very good pick. Michelle Clark says, I'm scared to sell Tilray. Some company could buy them or merge with them later on. I am just going to store it for a year or so. No sweat. Yeah, Tilray, they had a really bad report. So I wouldn't be buying too many companies on bad reports. Quint Phillips says Slack Technologies work. While you're waiting, understand the work is in a buy state. Expansion growth. Hey, thank you for the pick. I like Slack. Worth Hartzell says pre-market will tell a lot. Pre-market, we're down big right now. And gold is up. Peter says watch OPK, OPKO Health. You know what? A lot of people have been talking about them. I've been watching them. I'm going to watch them more closely. Philip says OPK may blow up is what I'm thinking. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. Rommel says Amazon will not go down to 800. No way, that's too much. Well, if it does, that's when we'll be buying it, and I'll be doing videos. D. Walte says low travel. Michelle Clark says, am I the only person about Amazon? I heard that a lot of their products are from China. What happens when Amazon runs through their inventory? This is where China is going to affect the whole world. Rommel says, please, guys, don't buy penny stocks. It's a waste of time and money. D. Walte says, I like paying under $2 a gallon. D. Walte says, not ginger and turmeric tea. Mr. Bigman says, eating oranges. Ronald Williams says, do you think BIOC is a good buy? I think it's okay buy. It's not one of my top picks that I'm looking at. Lauren says, Shane MJ says, do you think Tilray has bottomed out? No. I thought the Tilray news was really bad. So I think it could go much lower. These companies continue to have bad news, and that Tilray news was terrible. Saki says BIOC has nothing to do with coronavirus. Lauren says, will you sell, hold, or buy your shares tomorrow? I will sell anything in the green, up 10% or more tomorrow. It's kind of what my strategy is, and try to stay in cash and take advantage of opportunities in the market, because this market is very volatile and cash is king in a volatile market. Green Bull says, I use black seed oil and a combo of mushrooms for good immunity. Paul Luke says, hey, Rich, I saw a movie called Marfa Girl. There's an actor that looks exactly like you. Really? What's his name? Green Bull says, good immune health. Burgo King says, I just went out and listened to some jazz in the club, and the city I am in looked empty. Yeah, people are really scared of being out in public. Tom Pop says, I was going to buy shrimp when you had it on your channel. Would have made life-changing money, even off $1,000. Hey, man, I just want to continue to bring you guys more picks like that. If you've been watching this channel, you know that we bring a lot of picks like that all the time. Burgo King says, I think we will see more people cower at home this week. Yeah, I think that's probably a smart idea. Sonny Robinson says, Rich, you bought me Tilray at $25 before it even blew up to $300. Hey, man, I try to bring you guys the winners first, man. But you can't hold these picks because, look, now it's all the way back down to 10. It's crazy. Peter Kanakeko says, how did it go with Baby? They presented in California yesterday and today. I think it can go way higher. Rain Bands. Hey, Rain, thank you for being a member. Says, I told that to you, Rich. INO. Hey, man, I love INO. I've been following them for a long time, buddy. Robert Jones says, where do you think CODX is going? I think CODX has a chance to go up, but I mean, they've already gone up a lot. So, any stock that goes up like that, you always got to expect that they could come back down. Wow, gold is back to 1,700. Oil at $32.89. Let's look at futures, and we'll look at some stocks. Gold right at $16.98.99, $16.99 right now. So that looks really bullish for gold stocks tomorrow. That's exciting. Excited for my gold stocks tomorrow. And let's look at futures. So yeah, futures are down 1,066 points on the Dow, 34.14%. S&P 500 down 134 points, or 4.52%. The Nasdaq down 376 points, or 4.42%. Small cap $10.10 at 19.64% up. Markets are bleeding heavily. Hemorrhaging. I would use the word hemorrhaging. Not good. Not good. Not bullish. Very bearish, actually, right now. Extremely bearish on the market right now. So, what do you do, right? What do you do when you're having a global crisis? What do you do in the middle of a global crisis other than try to stay safe and try to stay in cash and, tell your family and friends how much you love them and, try to avoid large gatherings of people, because that's where you could potentially have your life get turned upside down by this coronavirus, because it's not just the markets that are going to get affected. People are catching this virus. You don't want to catch this virus. I don't want to catch this virus. Nobody wants to catch this virus, right? So we have to think about, how do we avoid that? How do we prevent that? How do we protect ourselves? Are you taking this seriously? Or are you putting yourself at risk? I mean, these are all things you need to recognize. Everywhere you go, you can see doctors at hospitals and they're not even wearing masks. Some doctors say that this is not even as bad as a normal cold. I don't know if I agree with that, but there's doctors that feel that way. So Everyone has their own opinion, but I've had the opinion since day one that this is pretty bad, because why would China shut down 60 million people and put them in lockdown unless this was very serious? Why would Italy now put millions of people in their country in lockdown if it wasn't serious? This is clearly very serious. So I know you asked about CODX. They're currently at $12.89. They've made some crazy runs up and down. They've been extremely volatile. We've seen them go as high as $21, currently at $12. They're probably trying to find a floor. I could see them going higher, but I could also see them going lower. So another very risky, very dangerous trade idea, because we just don't know where anything is going to go, because so many stocks are already up so much on the coronavirus outbreak. There's been so much hype. There's been so much momentum. So the question is, where is it going to go from here? And it's hard to predict. It's very hard to predict. Ramdad says CODX will release news of extended deal with White House for test kits. Yeah, that would be big news. Sharky Tor says gold was and still is the best investment. Yeah, you know what? I'm very bullish on gold. Yo Mama says CYDY is interesting, located in both Vancouver and Washington. Yeah, I got to look at CYDY more. You guys keep asking me to look at them. I'm going to look at them more. Blue Horseshoe says blue chip stocks like HD and KR are good pickups in a down market. Thank you for sharing your picks. Carmelo says, check out HTBX, working with the University of Miami on CV coronavirus vaccine, trading at 82 cents. Hey, thank you for the pick. I've been watching them scream. Michelle Clark says, Shane Tilray is getting sued. I received a notice this week. Sonny Robinson says, I'm mad that I didn't buy Roku at $39. Yeah, Roku's been a giant. Rain Ban says, Rich, what about airline or cruise stocks? I would short them. I wouldn't buy them. Paul Luke says, Rich, the name of the actor is Jeremy St. James. Check him out. Never heard of him, but I will definitely check him out. Thank you. Rummel says, ZTO Express has a contract with Alibaba. Watch this company. I bought this at $19 less than 2 months. Now is at $26.60 long term. Whoa. Nice pick. Blue Horseshoe says Texas Senator, always money to be made, up and down. And if you guys like to join the academy, I just had some members join yesterday. Please feel free to join. Email me, richtvlive@gmail.com. We'll get you in the academy. We've been live for an hour. Thank you guys for all being here. Be careful tomorrow. The market is crashing red heavily, and gold is up. Dow, all major indices are red and down. Pre-market down big, over 1,000 basis points. Be careful. Gold is up. Market is down. Oil is down. Coronavirus stocks will most likely be up. If you're not winning, you're not watching. This is your boy Rich from Rich TV Live, and I'm out. What do you guys think about Inovio Pharmaceuticals? I think it might continue to run. I'm not 100% sure. I'm about 70% sure it continues to run. Maybe 30% thinking that it could come back down, could get shorted. But I think the momentum is real. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Smash the like button. Share the video everywhere. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell for notifications so that every single time we've got some breaking news, you get to find out first. It's true. It's your boy Rich from Rich TV Live, and I'm out. Peace. Happy trading tomorrow, everybody. And hey, join the community. Join the trading academy. We're literally trading right now. Giving trading picks right now. Live and interactive trading gold, trading oil, Bitcoin, Forex, you name it, we do it. It's true.